सो अगर मैं आज आपसे पूछूं कि माइको का व्हाट इज माइको, व्हाट हाउ वुड यू सॉर्ट ऑफ डिफाइन इट?
तो इसके भी दो जवाब हैं एक वो है जो मैं चाहता हूँ माइको बने, जहाँ से शुरू हुआ था, और एक वो है जो कि अभी बन गया है। ठीक है। और वही वाली मैं बात करूँगा कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं कि व्हेन यू गेट इनटू द केओस, एंड बहुत सारे फाउंडर्स
हाँ,
कभी आपसे इस पे ओपन नहीं होंगे, बोलेंगे नहीं हमने तो सोचा ही था कि ये बनेगा। बट along your journey you have to pivot certainly, and you have to keep your ultimate vision in mind, but at the same time you need to realize कि भाई किचन भी चलाना है मुझे, लोगों को तनख्वाह भी देनी है, मुझे स्केल भी करना है, मुझे फंड रेजिंग भी करनी है, सो आई नीड टू डू व्हाट एवरीवन इज लुकिंग फॉर, बट आई ऑल्सो कीप द विजन अलाइव, राइट? तो पहले तो मैं बताऊंगा माइको क्या है जो मेरे दिमाग में है, सो जो दिमाग में थॉट है वो बड़ी सिंपल है। वो ये है कि यार आज की जो इकॉनमी है मीडिया कंजम्पशन की, वो कम्प्लीटली ब्रोकन है इन माई ओपिनियन। देर इज 3 स्टेक होल्डर्स इन दैट मीडिया इकॉनमी। एक है कंटेंट देखने वाला, विच इज़ अ व्यूअर। सेकेंड इज़ द एडवर्टाइजर जो उसमें पैसे लगाता है। अभी भी मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द कंटेंट कंजम्पशन इज triggered by advertising, is funded by advertising. And third is the content creator, the person who's actually publishing content, producing content, someone like you. Currently ecosystem क्या है, इन तीनों के लिए जर्नी ब्रोकन है। जो कंटेंट देखने वाला है उसको कमोडिटी बना दिया, उसका कोई रोल नहीं है। एज अ रिजल्ट उसकी लॉयल्टी नहीं है किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म के साथ, दे नॉट लॉयल टू एनी प्लेटफॉर्म, दे कैन नॉट मोनेटाइज देयर कंजम्पशन, देयर आई बॉल इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। मतलब मैं एडवर्टाइज़र से ये सवाल करता हूँ कि यार आप आप मुजम्मिल के कंटेंट के अंदर अगर इश्तिहार लगाते हैं, आप इसलिए लगाते हैं क्योंकि मैं आपकी टारगेट ऑडियंस हूँ। अगर मैं आप कंटेंट ही ना देखूँ मुजम्मिल का, तो क्या आप इश्तिहार लगाएंगे? नहीं लगाएंगे, राइट? सो व्हाई डोंट यू मेक मी अ स्टेक होल्डर? हाउ डू यू मेक मी अ स्टेक होल्डर? यू रिवॉर्ड मी, यू इंसेंटिवाइज मी, यू एंगेज मी, you create some sort of gamification with me, you allow me to invest into content. जब मैं दुनिया के हर एसेट में इन्वेस्ट कर सकता हूँ तो मैं कंटेंट में क्यों नहीं कर सकता? कंटेंट इज द बेस्ट एसेट क्लास, राइट? सो व्यूअर के लिए इज ब्रोकन। एडवर्टाइजर्स के लिए, एडवर्टाइजर्स बेचारे इतनी ऐड लगा रहे हैं हर प्लेटफॉर्म पे, टीवी पे, यूट्यूब पे। When was the last time you paid attention to an ad? 99% of the time you're just skipping, right? So which means that the model is completely broken. They're paying $1, $2, $3, depending on the market. They're paying CPMs, but no one is really watching their ads, right? It's only 2% of their audience that is paying attention. So now if you can create a consumer who's vested into the platform, feels like a co-owner in the platform, will they pay more attention to the ad? Yes.
probably yes. Yeah.
So if you do that, you fix the problem for the advertiser. And the third stakeholder is the content creator, which is again, there are 2 kinds of content creator, one who need a lot of funding for their content, one who don't need a lot of funding, But in both cases, there's 2 things. One is capital, and the second thing is barrier to entry. Barrier to entry बहुत ज़्यादा है आज भी, और access to capital तो है ही नहीं, वो तो centralized है। So दुनिया में कौन सी एक ऐसी पावर है जो कि हर कंटेंट क्रिएटर को एक चांस दे सकती है टू गेट फंडिंग? इज इट एन इंस्टीट्यूशन? इन माई ओपिनियन इट इज़ द कंज्यूमर. So the only way that everyone who's looking for funding in content, in the world of content, can get funding is if they're trying to get funding directly from the consumer, right? So that's basically the equation that I've been trying to solve, and that's the vision, to create a truly decentralized, video economy, streaming economy, where consumers are truly empowered. Our vision is true power to viewers, right? And by doing so, we feel that if we are able to empower consumers, we will be able to empower content creators and advertisers alike. And this will be a much more fairer, transparent ecosystem. And we believe that we can do it using the blockchain technology. So that's the, vision wala Myco.
Vision, yeah.
But again, मैंने देखा कि मेरे बाद कुछ लोगों ने मेरे विजन को फॉलो करके प्लेटफॉर्म बनाने शुरू किए, जिन्होंने कंप्लीटली उस विजन को फॉलो किया, बिकॉज दे एग्रीड विद द विजन. इट डजंट मैटर कि वो बाद में आए पहले, पर वो बेचारे फेल हो गए बिकॉज दे weren't एबल टू बिल्ड अ कमर्शियली वायबल बिजनेस, राइट? सो एंड अर्ली थ्रू माई जर्नी आई रियलाइज कि यार ठीक है, मतलब विजन अपनी जगह है, बट एट द सेम टाइम लोगों को जो है वो सक्सेस देनी है, स्केलेबिलिटी देखनी है, यू हैव टू बिल्ड अलॉन्ग द जर्नी. एंड दैट्स वेयर we took some pivots, we did some realignments, That's also part of the process where I decided to come and focus more on Pakistan. By that time when I started, the focus market was actually GCC and North America, because they were more decentralization and crypto native markets. But very soon I realized that this is going to burn all my capital that I'm raising. And I need to first build a scale experiment, which I can prove, तो उसमें थोड़े से पिवट्स लिए. फिर हमने ये रियलाइज़ किया कि यार विजन ये था कि इस तरह सबको एम्पावर करना है. उसमें से कौन सा पार्ट ऐसा है जो ईजी है, उस पर पहले फोकस करो. उसमें से कौन सा पार्ट ऐसा है जो कि अपने कंट्रोल में है, बेस्ड ऑन योर स्ट्रेंथ, योर कैपेबिलिटीज एज अ टीम, what markets are our strength, and that's where then we built what Myco is today after 3.5 years. What you see is a result of that.
Makes sense. After 3.5 years, what's the current scale? And what, I mean, अगर मैं साइड से देखूं तो कहाँ कहाँ पे आप लॉन्च्ड हैं, कितना स्केल है, कितने यूजर्स हैं, आर यू प्रॉफिटेबल, आर यू बर्निंग कैश, what are the different sort of rounds of funding that you've been able to acquire? Financially आपकी standing कैसी है?
Sure.
Actual content wise आप किस जगह पर हैं? Just give me some numbers just to give context
Sure,
to what you were doing.
So today we are at 30 million registered users. We have around 10 million downloads across apps and, mobile app and smart TV apps. But then a lot of our distribution is also through mobile web, because we distribute a lot through partners. We have, app-in-app integrations with some of the largest telcos, for example. So a lot of our consumption is actually coming from, so it is mobile. We are 94% mobile, but even in mobile, we're less app and we're more web mobile. Right, because we are integrated with a lot of the telco providers and platforms such as.
So how does that work? Are you integrated as Myco or as the IP owner for certain content?
IP owner. So we have our journeys being distributed. So for example, if you go into the MyZong app, which is a app that Zong distributes to all of their users, 35 million users, whatever they have, usme you will see a section for Myco. So you can go sign up to that, and then you can consume Myco's content inside their app, inside their environment.
Interesting.
So for the English Premier League, for example, for the next 3 years, we have exclusive rights to English Premier League, and we're selling it through a subscription journey. But in order to get that, you can also get that through Tamasha, which is basically Jazz app, but you have to go through our journey. So within their app, you see the Myco window, and you have to actually log into Myco, and then you have to pay for the subscription for Myco. So that's how we've kind of, scaled up. And then we have multiple integrations with people even outside of telco or streaming, where we use them for scale up, different tech platforms. So that's how, we have a very high active registered users base. Then we have a monthly active user base. So our average monthly active users are sitting around 7 to 8 million. This goes down in a month where there is no cricket, but usually we have cricket all across the year. You understand cricket is still one of the most popular sports in our largest market, which is Pakistan. But then we also have, so for the next 3 years, just to give you context, we have the exclusive rights for Pakistan and Bangladesh for English Premier League, which is, one of the biggest assets right now in this market. It's very popular. And we're doing that through a paywall. It's not a free model. So we work on a freemium model today. We also have rights to stuff such as Wimbledon. We have all the squash rights. Squash is again a big sport which is coming back in Pakistan and Egypt. We're also present in Egypt. In terms of people, we have around 100 people across 3 offices. Our offices are in Dubai, in Karachi, and Cairo. In terms of presence and market penetration, we are well penetrated in Pakistan. As you know, we are well penetrated in UAE. We are decently penetrated in Egypt and Bangladesh. And then we also have, some users across the GCC, because, there is some stuff that we've had in the past couple of years where we've had exclusive, for example, exclusive PSL rights for GCC, across GCC. So, we also had an audience in Saudi Arabia. And then we also have some presence in North America, because given our strong association with certain sports, we also distribute content for platforms such as Willow TV in North America. So we have some user base there as well. So that's basically where we are scattered. I mentioned the monthly active user base number to you. In terms of revenue, we just closed the last fiscal year, which just ended, closed in June of 25 at $9.8 million. So we've reached around $10 million of annual revenue. We are EBITDA positive, cash flow negative, but EBITDA positive. We made roughly a bit more than $1 million this year. At a beta level and at a cash level, we are still burning, because you understand a lot of the investment is going into content, and the content is then getting amortized over a period of consumption, obviously. You were asking about fundraising as well. We've raised over $25 million till now in equity and debt. This is largely from investors across Silicon Valley, US, GCC, A lot of UAE investors, obviously, the largest investor being the Gargash Group and associated investment vehicles that they have as well. Even some European entities have invested into Myco. And we also have some grant commitments, which is $10 million plus in grant commitments from our blockchain partner, which is Aptos, which is, basically the company where I'm trying to work with them for the true dream, And if we are able to deliver that dream, there's a lot of money that they're throwing at us to get that going. So yeah, that's our, in terms of investor profile, we've got some really, really big, powerful names in there, like Tim Draper. Myco is also the first Pakistani startup to make it to the final of Meet the Drapers, which is one of the most, I won't say popular, because Shark Tank, I think, is the most popular global reality show, but in terms of the most, one of the most, I would say, elite, startup reality shows, which is for, advanced companies in tech, is Meet the Drapers. So we made it to the finale in season 9 and we won an investment. But then we have investors such as Republic and Factor 6 Capital from US. We have some really large names from GCC as well. And as I said, EU as well. So that obviously adds to our, credibility as an organization. And now our strategy is to become hopefully one of the largest platforms across the region. Our focus is sub-India. So Middle East, North Africa, and the Indian subcontinent outside of India, we see a huge opportunity in streaming, creating a regional force, and hopefully ultimately being able to do an IPO in UAE, with the great diaspora play that we have, serve audiences globally, not just in this region, but at the same time, this region will be our base going forward.
आप देख रहे थे TBT क्लिप्स फ्रॉम द पॉडकास्ट मेड फॉर द स्मार्टेस्ट पाकिस्तानीज द थॉट बिहाइंड थिंग्स पॉडकास्ट. इस तरह के मजीद क्लिप्स देखने के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर लीजिएगा एंड आई विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो.